Welcome to the re-edit massive edition. Heyo and welcome to my channel, Project Witchcraft. So I have already finished the craft in the video, and so I can't show you the before. Anywho, crafting on wood. I am going to be doing 4 projects. I'm going to be doing 2 brand new ones. There's one that I already started, and then one that I have to fix. So I'm going over everything with a couple of coats of like gesso or gesso, whatever it is. I really hate how it's going on. It's not going on as thick as I like, and it's not covering everything. I wanted it for more as a base coat, but this is just in case I miss some spots when I'm covering up the wood. And I didn't really have any design ideas at the moment, so I wanted everything covered in white first of all. So I didn't record it, but I went ahead and painted everything over the white gesso in white acrylic paint instead. And for my drawers, I wanted gold around the edges, so I'm doing that right now. Alright, so for the candle holder, I thought I would just paint it and then be done with it. So I'm like going over all the hearts in pink, trying to make it look nice and pretty. And yeah. So for the outer heart, the bigger heart, I wanted to do it in gold because I thought it would look the coolest, and I had it on hand. It was right here beside me, and so I'm just going over all the bigger hearts in gold. So like I said, the candle holder, heart candle holder, I just wanted to paint it. So at this point, I'm thinking I'm done with it, but I hate how it looks. I think it looks stupid and ridiculous. So we're just gonna like clip it together, fix up the white, and push it off to the side for now. Alrighty, so here we have something that is a first for me. And although I've covered lots of wood boxes in wrapping paper, I've never covered any in scrapbooking paper. So this is the first time I'm doing this, so I'm still kind of learning, and it turns out pretty awesome. Like, it's ridiculous. I kind of wish I did this for all of them, but that's okay. There's plenty more videos to come, so. So you'll notice how I don't finish one piece at a time, and that's because I have to let the Mod Podge dry, or else it'll get the knife that I'm using to cut it with all sticky and dull, and then I'll just have to keep changing them the whole time. So I set that pretty little box aside, and then I start working on the drawer shelf, and I'm just touching up the spots where the gold paint went on to the white parts. I'm also adding a little gold touches to the tops of the drawers too, because I think that's gonna look pretty cute. Okay, so while we're watching me paint on the drawers, let me just tell you about the process of wrapping the boxes, because most of them are going to be wrapped in the wrapping paper. So basically, I just put down a layer of Mod Podge, stick down the wrapping paper, and then fold it over. And then after I get everything the way I want it, and I wrap the whole thing with the wrapping paper and the first layer of Mod Podge, I'm going to cut everything, and then I will stick Mod Podge over top of everything. So I set the drawers aside, and I'm going back to the cute little scrapbook box, and I'm just cutting out all the details, which is a little bit tricky. Having a little bit of troubles with the details on this box, just because there's lots of like shapes and ovals and like spirals, and they're hard to get into. These details are taking a while, so let's zoom super fast past to when I have the second side finished. As you can see, I am giving the cute little scrapbook box a nice gold trim too. I probably should have done rose gold because the shiny parts on the scrapbook paper are rose gold, but I didn't have any, and I didn't think of it till just now. And there's one of my cats to say hello. Wouldn't actually be a real YouTuber if I didn't have my cats come say hi while I'm doing my projects, so yeah. Okay, so this is something I've done a lot at, so you think that I'd be decent at it. But I decided to go sort of the same method as I did with the scrapbook box, but it didn't work out. There's folds on the bottom, so I didn't put it in the video because this video is 20 minutes long, but I ended up doing this part twice. So I scrapped the first one and did it over again, and just cut the bottoms of it so that it wouldn't do that. It doesn't line up as great as it would have otherwise, but yeah. So at this point in the video, I'm working like really late. It's been like forever. So I guess that's why I'm not doing this the way I usually do it, and it's not looking as great. So I'm using that excuse. For my little tiny mini drawer shelf, I have a theme. So I've done this wrapping paper before, and that's how I know I like it. I love it. It's Hallmark wrapping paper. It's thicker, and it's at the dollar store. And I bought like 4 rolls of it because I love it so much. So I know that I want the drawers to match everything because I have a theme going on, and I want it in my bedroom. Back to the cute little scrapbook box. I want something on the inside, and I've changed my mind on the inside a couple times, but I'm really glad I picked this pink rose scrapbook paper for the inside. It looks really nice. I've never cut the inside before, so I tried a couple different things, but I cut it out, so this is what I do. Don't ask me why I'm doing the ruler like that. Like I said, it's late. I'm tired. There we go. Excuse. The insides of this box are a lot harder to cut than it was for the outside, where I just stuck the Mod Podge on the bottom and then like folded it inwards. It's a lot harder to match up everything, so the pieces aren't in there perfectly, but it's good enough, and I like the way the roses look in the inside. I think it's really cute. Right now, I'm just going to put in the sides and do a super speedy skip ahead to when it's all finished. Alright, so that was a good skip ahead. I'm just putting in the last piece, and then we're going to set it aside and work on the big box with the Hallmark wrapping paper on it. So right now, I'm touching up the edges of the big Hallmark box. I'm not going to do it for too long. I'm going to do another skip ahead. I'm going to, and I do set it aside in the video again, and that's just because I don't have to do it all right now. It's not going anywhere. I don't want to get sick of it. Now I'm going back to the little mini drawer set, and I'm going to cut off all the extra paper that's on them. Just trimming up the edges on that cute little box there, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut out the handles, and then start on the stupid detailing work again. So the inside, cutting out the details of the inside paper was a lot harder because for it to not be all like frilled and rigid, I had to cut it from the inside, but I couldn't get on the inside, so it looks really messy. But eventually, after it's finished, I go back over it and cut it after it has a layer of the Mod Podge on it, and then it won't fray and like fall apart after I cut it. So I actually didn't finish me filming both sides of the details because I'm actually sitting on the floor and it's very uncomfortable. So I stopped videotaping and I go sit somewhere else and I finish cutting it out. So we're just going to do one more skip ahead. So again, on this big Hallmark box, I am touching up on the edges and putting some Mod Podge on some sides that are just coming up a little bit. I'm also cutting in so that you can see, I guess they're wood slits. I'm cutting out the paper that's in between the wood slits because those are kind of nice to see too. So that's what you see here. So I'm gonna just skip ahead and move on right to the next because this takes a really long time. After another quick cleanup, I decide to move on back to that little candle heart box and see if I can do something to make it look nice. So I pick out another piece of scrapbook paper, and this one happens to be two-sided. So I think I'm going to do the stripes on the inside and the flowers on the outside. I'm just going to let the heart box dry, the Mod Podge on the heart box, because I want to cut out all the little hearts and the big heart, and then I want to stick the stripes on the inside after I've done all that. So I'm going to set it aside and work on the Hallmark box. I'm just finishing everything up, putting Mod Podge on, and I'm going to do like, I think 2 layers on the outside and 2 layers on the inside. And after I'm done the inside, I'm going to go back over the outside again in one more final layer of Mod Podge. And I do this on everything. And I'm moving on to Mod Podging the scrapbook box, and you'll see another one of the cats poke his head up and say hi, and yay, official YouTuber. So I'm always letting one project dry, and I'm going to start the Mod Podge on the next project while that one's drying, and yeah. Okay, so from here on in, it's just multiple layers of Mod Podge on everything, and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So, I am going to do everybody a favor and do another skip ahead. So I know I said that the Mod Podge was the final step, but apparently I'm going over all the pieces in white paint and gold paint just to give them a little touch up because I put way too many layers of Mod Podge over the sides, but I did that from experience. But I do go over it again in one final light layer of Mod Podge just to protect the paint and make sure it's not going to come off. So here we have the really pretty scrapbooking books. It's really cool. This one's my favorite. This thing gave me so much trouble, I just quit. It's like falling apart. I was like getting really frustrated and I squeezed it and I Mod Podged it back together, but perhaps I will finish this one day. But not anytime soon. And like the little hearts in there, they don't even look like hearts anymore. They just look like circles. So we'll try that another day. Here's the cool George. Minus one that fell on the ground. And that big box. Okay. Alright, so that's it for today's video. We will see you guys next week. Next week will be a Create This Book 2 episode. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Alright guys, thanks for watching now.